It's a beautiful day today. Even the moon's out. And that blue sky up there. Not a cloud to see anywhere. Yesterday I was on this trail and there was a layer of snow. Not anymore. Of course it's not yesterday for you guys because I'm spacing these videos out for when I'm in Antarctica, but it's a beautiful day. Sun's out, it's warming up. 50's out here right now. Happy spring, everyone. It really feels like spring out here, and spring is my favorite season. It really is. I love when the air gets warmer and I start to see the trees come to life, the plants and everything. Just love the spring. Remember how I was walking in the woods as spring came to life last year? I just love the spring. Anyway, today I've looked up and studied about what to expect when I get to Antarctica, and I want to help you guys know what to expect as well. So without too much further just talking about how much I love it out here, words, let's get right to it and talk about what you are going to be expecting in just a short while on my Antarctica vlogs. Here with Stick the Eagle. Let's keep on going southbound, right? So as you may know, there are so many different ways and times of year to visit Antarctica. The travel season happens from November through late March, and you can see different things in different times of the year. In November, it's early season, it's a lot more snow and ice most likely. I don't know a lot about that travel season, but I wanted to visit the Antarctic Circle and get south of the Antarctic Circle, just like I want to get north of the Arctic Circle in Alaska. So I chose a trip that was later in the year so that I had a very, very good chance of the ice being thinner, therefore allowing us to push deeper into the south. Because the thinner the ice is, the farther south you can get, and therefore more likely being in the Antarctic Circle. So that's why I chose a late season hike, or a late season voyage. But if you want to see penguins hatch their young, for example, you may want to go in January. If you want to get there before the crowds, you may like November. If you want to get there like me in end of season and push as far south as you can, you probably want March. If you want to see whales, February into March is your best month. Depends on what you want to see, what time of year you can go. Depends on a lot in terms of when you want to go to Antarctica and what you want to see while you're there. There are also several different ways to visit Antarctica. You can go via plane and really focus on getting to the South Pole, which is a lot more expensive. Or you can go by boat, which is what I'm doing, which is the cheaper way. Sail across the Drake Passage and really focus on either the Antarctic Peninsula or going farther like I am to try to get to the circle. But you can go by boat or by plane, but like I said, plane tends to be a lot more expensive, and going all the way to the South Pole involves multiple plane trips, and it gets very expensive with all the equipment that you might need. But if that's your goal and you have the resource to do that, make it happen. So choose a boat, choose a voyage, or choose a plane. But either way, you're probably flying with some company, because there's not a lot of people who can privately go to Antarctica without one of these tourist organizations that currently exist. Plus, if you fly with one of these tourist organizations, you are with an established organization who's done this before, so that you know that you're not alone and you have an experienced guide. So I would recommend doing it that way too, which is the way that I have set up my voyage to be. I don't know if I've been to this little ravine before in this area. You can tell the shadows are long, but it's after 6 and it's still quite light out because we've had daylight savings time now. I think the woods, wherever I go, is just beautiful. Another tip is to plan your adventure over a year in advance if you want to really choose your adventure. So if you value where you go and what you do, you really want to book it far out in advance. Now, it is true that there might be some extra deals if you do wait until a few months before the trip, but then you don't know what boat you're gonna get, and you don't know what voyage and experience you're going to get, and you may not get to exactly the same places that you may want to see. So if you want to plan all that for your experience of a lifetime, it might be a few $1,000 more, but you're going to get to really choose where you want to go. Also, always be prepared with your camera equipment. That's one reason why I'm bringing my Action 4 DJI camera, because I know that it will always be ready, whether it's cold, whether it be wet, which are two things that I cannot say of my phone. That day I was coming into Delaware Water Gap in the rain in Pennsylvania, I could not barely use my phone because it was too wet, it was raining too hard. Well, not with the DJI. The day I was at the foothills, not the foothills, the Finger Lakes Trail with hiking with Jenny, I could barely use my phone because it was too cold, not with the DJI. So I will always be ready with that camera equipment to capture whatever I need to capture, and it will not be far away from me at any time. I will probably have my backpack with me wherever I go on the ship, so that, and land, so that the DJI camera is in there, so that I am ready to capture moments at a moment's notice. Because you never know when there might be a wildlife spotted off the ship or spotted on land or wherever. Just like kind of like when I kept my camera in my front pocket when I was doing the AT, so I could always access it at a moment's notice. You want to do the same thing with your camera in Antarctica. Always be ready, because this is the adventure of a lifetime, and you don't want to miss capturing a photo or a video of something really cool that happens. Of course, you want to pack layers. Have your base layer, and then have perhaps another base layer, and then you probably have like 4 or 5 layers on. The outer shell needs to be waterproof for your pants and your top. Your inner shell should be something like, the base layer should be something like merino wool, something that's not going to cause you to sweat very much, or something that's going to dry very quickly and not stick to your skin. That's going to be comfortable to wear and also keep you warm. Layering is very important because you need to obviously stay warm. You can always take a layer off, but if you don't have the right layers, you will either sweat through them and be colder. If you don't have the right material, like don't bring cotton, same thing as when you're hiking. And yeah, just be prepared with multiple layers. It's going to be an expectation and a need when you're out in the cold any time of year. The last major pieces are the Drake Passage crossing, which you can get seasick at if you're not careful, so be prepared for rough seas potentially, because that is some of the roughest seas in America, or not in the world. That little tip between South America and the Antarctic Peninsula that you have to cross. And the second thing is wildlife viewing, which goes for really anywhere you see wildlife, but you cannot approach wildlife, and if wildlife approaches you, you have to be prepared to retreat. We're not supposed to be interacting with the wild nature of the land that's down there. There will be wildlife interactions, but you want to observe from a distance, observe from a safe distance, which keeps both you safe, and also it keeps wildlife wild. I found a picnic table here on the Appalachian Trail, here on the Firefield Trail. So it was nice to take a break at a picnic table. And while I'm here at this table, there's one more thing I have to tell you. Sea captains, the captain that's going to be leading us on this voyage, they will have multiple plans in place in case something goes wrong, and something will go wrong on this trip. They will have plan A for the day, and they'll announce the plan A the night before. But then they'll have plan B if they can't do plan A because of weather or too thick of ice or something like that. But if they can't do plan B, then they'll have plan C. They even have a plan D in case plan C does not work out. And from what I've heard, they will be telling us on the boat the night before about what plan A through D is for the next day so that we can be prepared. But the nature of this trip, the nature of this voyage, is that we need to be flexible. So there will be a lot of flexibility that we will have, you and I, because we're all going on this trip together, in order to have a fulfilling trip. So I can't wait to share it all with you. Hope you can be flexible with me. We are Stick to Eagle, and we are going to Antarctica. Daily vlogs are coming any day now, so look forward to that. Let's go to the coldest continent. Join me. Let's fly down there. Let's take a boat. Let's hike up a mountain in Antarctica. Let's camp. Let's see the southern lights. Anything that we can do to have a blast down in the coldest continent on Earth. See y'all down there. See y'all on the plane. See y'all on the boat. I hope you'll join me. Let's go on this awesome adventure. And always remember, wherever you go and whatever your adventure is, embrace the journey and happy trails. Beautiful bench. I feel like I recorded everything I wrote down, and now I'm just wandering, loving this world. This is the side of me you guys like, not the laundry list of things that I write to share, because I'm like, I gotta think of something to say. It's just, let's wander and enjoy what we have here. Squirrels still chatter away at me even here, just like they were doing on the AT. It just gave me flashbacks. The field is behind those pine trees there. I think this row is just beautiful. How the sun hits it in the end there. Ohio can do beautiful. I'll see you all in Antarctica. Don't rush through life. Just look around. No, don't rush yourself in this life. Otherwise, you'll blink and you'll have missed so much.